Yeah, hang on. Oh my god. Kid, come here. Right now. Come to me.
Why?
Just come. Run. Let's go. Hurry.
Mom?
Run to me now.
Oh! Whoa! He was standing right here when we saw him.
The wilderness holds inexplicable mysteries, from strange sounds in the high mountains to lifelike faces staring directly into the camera lens. Are these just clever hoaxes, or is it truly the legendary creature Bigfoot watching us from the trees? Placed at a modest campsite, a trail camera in British Columbia captured a chilling sound. In 1970, Ron Moorhead was on a camping trip in the Sierra Mountains when he documented something far from ordinary.
There's two of them across the creek at the big rocks.
From across the creek near the large boulders, two distinct sound sources could be heard. The recording captured eerie low-toned chatter and strange vocalizations that didn't match any known animal calls. To this day, many believe the unsettling audio may have recorded the voice of Bigfoot. On July 21st, deep in the forests of southeastern Oklahoma, a hiker from South America began noticing unsettling sounds as he moved through the woods late at night. Growing increasingly uneasy, he pulled out his camera and started recording. What he captured was chilling at least two towering figures, silent and disturbingly human-like, moving among the trees. They matched many classic Bigfoot descriptions: massive size, thick black hair, and glowing eyes that seemed impossible to replicate convincingly with any costume or hoax. On March 5, 2025, two couples set out for a hike through a small clearing in the Colorado mountains, something they had done many times before. But this time, something felt off. They soon heard the sound of heavy footsteps, followed by strange, incoherent chatter echoing from the trail ahead. Moments later, they saw it. One of the hikers quickly took a photo, which was later shared online by the account Squatch Watch 1. The image shows a tall, hunched figure moving a short distance away. What caught the attention of researchers was the creature's proportions. Its arms appeared unusually long, hanging below the knees. Colorado has a long history of reported Bigfoot encounters, but some believe this may be one of the clearest images ever captured of the legendary creature. While hiking alone through the dense forests near Manila, Utah, a man came across something unusual on camera. In the distance, he noticed a large, fur-covered figure before it quickly disappeared back into the trees. At the time, he wasn't sure what he had seen. It wasn't until he reviewed the footage later at home that he realized the entire encounter had been recorded. The question remains, was it truly Bigfoot or just someone in a costume looking for attention? In May 2025, a man recorded footage near Coyote Ridge in the eastern Sierra, over 10,000 feet above sea level, while out filming his dogs. Behind the trees, a dark figure moved steadily through the snow.
Be careful.
What stood out was the way it walked smooth with almost no bounce, unlike a typical human stride. No one else had been seen in the area that day, and while some suggested it could have been a person bundled in a heavy winter coat, it seemed unlikely for anyone to be wandering alone so deep in the wilderness. Why would someone be out there silently watching from a distance? Bigfoot, a person, or something else entirely? Around the same time, another video surfaced, this one from Germany. It showed a hairy, upright figure moving through the woods. The date, location, and identity of the person behind the camera remain unknown. The creature's fur appeared tight against its body, shifting naturally as it moved, and it showed no reaction to being filmed. But without any verifiable details, viewers were left questioning whether the clip was real or just another elaborate fake. A Reddit user shared that his uncle, who owns a 20 to 30 acre property in Colorado, had recently sent a photo to their grandmother. According to the uncle, the image might be evidence of a Bigfoot sighting on his land. The poster admitted they weren't fully convinced, especially with so many AI-generated images circulating online today. They turned to the Reddit community, asking for second opinions on whether the photo could be real. Most responses suggested it looked more like a cardboard Bigfoot cutout than anything else, and in the end the user agreed the image seemed just a bit too perfect to believe. On May 30th, 2025, a family living on a heavily wooded property captured something deeply unsettling. The footage showed a tall ape-like figure moving quietly through the trees. Even in the low light, certain details stood out clearly: its broad shoulders and a strange, almost human-like way of walking. When the video was later enhanced to reveal more detail, the questions only grew. Was it simply someone in a costume, or had they actually filmed a real creature? This individual had set up a trail camera deep in the forest, expecting to capture nothing more than typical wildlife. But when he later retrieved the device and reviewed the footage, he was stunned by what appeared on the screen. A dark, upright figure could be seen moving down a steep leaf-covered slope. Its form looked unusual: long arms swinging low near the thighs, a stocky build, and no clearly defined neck. Some now wonder if this could be one of the clearest recordings yet of the elusive creature. A group of hikers moving through a remote forest in the United States reported a disturbing sense that they were being watched. As a precaution, they began filming their surroundings while continuing deeper into the isolated area. Not long after, a massive ape-like figure covered in dark, reddish-brown hair suddenly burst out from the trees, sending the group running in fear. Later, they captured footage of the same creature heading back into the woods. Believing it didn't pose a threat, they carefully followed and recorded additional clips. Some viewers pointed out that the creature's hair appeared to shift naturally, with its muscles suggesting it wasn't just a costume. Still, doubts remain, because the video itself doesn't feel entirely convincing, does it? A man reviewing footage from his trail camera set deep in the forest came across something he hadn't expected. The video showed a broad-shouldered, heavy-set figure sitting low on the forest floor with its head lowered. Its bulky frame and unusual posture didn't resemble any known animal or person in the area. The camera's owner was convinced it had to be Bigfoot, and the tall build and thick outline seemed to match the classic description. Skeptics, however, argue it's more likely someone bundled in winter clothing, or possibly just a trick of the light. Still, looking at the footage, it's hard to ignore the resemblance to the legendary creature. In mid-2024, a woman living in Westfield, Wisconsin, received an alert from her backyard security system. When she opened the footage, she was shocked by what it seemed to show a pale, unclothed humanoid figure moving toward the tree line. Its arms hung unusually low, reaching well past the knees, and whatever it was, the sight was deeply unsettling. But this is where the doubts begin to surface. Although the clip appears to come from a home security camera, something feels off. In the corner of the frame, a chair is clearly visible, raising the question of why a surveillance camera would be set so low and placed behind furniture. So the mystery remains, was this real evidence of something unknown, or just another AI-generated image made to look convincing? A man driving along the highway noticed something unusual on a distant hill, a tall figure moving in a way that didn't appear fully human or animal. Unsure of what he was seeing, he took a photo and shared it on Reddit for help identifying it. Many commenters suggested it could be Bigfoot. The lingering question remains, if not Bigfoot, then what exactly was it? A recently shared photo reportedly taken in Texas has drawn attention for its unusually clear image of a possible Bigfoot. The figure displays a Neanderthal-like face framed by thick black hair with clearly defined eyes, nose, and mouth that give it an unsettlingly lifelike appearance. Its body is covered in dark hair consistent with classic Bigfoot descriptions. What makes the image even more disturbing is the way the figure appears to be looking directly into the camera, an expression suggesting intelligence and the awareness often linked to its ability to remain unseen. It raises a troubling question. How does something that large stay hidden? Is it intelligence, natural camouflage, or both? While sitting in his elk blind, a hunter heard movement in the bushes and initially assumed it was another hunter. As he moved closer, he noticed a massive, hairy creature and chose to film it. The figure seemed completely unfazed by his presence, its entire body covered in dark fur. Someone on Reddit shared a disturbing story from a friend's home in the Appalachian Mountains. A guest had been staying there when, for 3 nights in a row, at exactly 3 a.m., 3 knocks were heard at the door. Each time, the dogs reacted wildly, then everything fell into complete silence until the next night. They couldn't shake the feeling that something was watching them. Later, the friend took a photo outside the house, and even after enhancing the image, a shadowy figure remained its outline faintly resembling a Sasquatch. This footage, recorded in Czechoslovakia in 2015, captures a man trekking alone through the forest. The deeper he traveled, the more very eerie the woods felt, until an unusual scream echoed around him. It wasn't a howl, a bark, or a growl. Something in between, yet nothing recognizable. From the noise alone, he could sense it came from something large. Rather than heading back, he tracked the disturbance and soon discovered broken branches and massive, deep footprints shaped like oversized human feet, evidence of something extremely heavy. When the sound started moving closer, he finally chose to leave. After the footage was uploaded online, theories spread quickly. Some suggested dogmen, others, Bigfoot, even a man-eating troll, while skeptics argued it could be wind, though that idea failed to explain the tracks. In the end, he was still fortunate to get out before encountering whatever made those sounds. A Reddit user posted a disturbing photo of their dog taken on a fog-covered mountain in Scotland. When they looked at the image later, something unsettling appeared in the background, a strangely large figure standing behind the dog. The photo quickly sparked speculation that it might be a Sasquatch, though skeptics argued that a creature like that wouldn't expose itself so clearly without more convincing evidence. Whatever the truth may be, the identity of the figure remains unknown. A traveler driving deep into the mountains of Whitefish, Montana, near his uncle's remote property, was watching the area for wildlife such as deer or bears. He paused when he noticed what looked like a moose or elk partially hidden behind dense brush. But when it turned toward him, the feeling changed immediately. With local legends of the Wendigo and even Bigfoot in his thoughts, he couldn't shake the sense that something far more unusual was out there. What he truly saw remains unknown. A hiker posted a series of photos on Facebook taken from a hilltop in Utah, showing a dense forest below and a large figure moving quickly along a trail. According to the hiker, the figure was about 325 yards away, moved without making any noise, and this was the clearest shot he was able to capture. Many believe it could be Bigfoot because of its height and unusual movement, while others suggest it might be a bear or even a gorilla, though those animals aren't typical in that area. Its speed silence and the remote location leave the figure's identity unresolved. Someone posted a photo online claiming they may have spotted Bigfoot during a camping trip. At first, they believed the distant figure was a bear, but the way it moved didn't match one. It was too far away to identify clearly, so they took a picture to review later. When zoomed in, the figure looked more like an ape, even though no apes live in that area. Its identity stayed unclear, but Bigfoot was the first possibility that came to mind. A Reddit user shared an image captured by his uncle's trail camera in southern Louisiana, showing a figure that appears similar to Bigfoot hidden within tall grass. The uncle, a longtime believer in Bigfoot who calls it a swamp squatch, said it was the first time he had ever captured anything unusual. Although skeptics doubt the authenticity of the photo, the poster maintains that his uncle is telling the truth. At Peck Cemetery in Illinois, a location known for its unsettling past, only 2 people were present when a photo revealed a large, dark figure. Neither of them claimed to be the one captured in the image. Some believe it resembles a Sasquatch with a broad chest, long arms, and a body covered in fur. But if it were real, wouldn't they have noticed it? Could the figure have been something more ghostly instead? One cold winter night in Albany, Kentucky, a man went outside to feed his dog and noticed unusual footprints near his home. The tracks looked human, but were much larger, suggesting something with significant size and weight. Some skeptics suggested it could have been a prank using oversized novelty shoes, while others believed the prints might belong to a very large or possibly dangerous animal such as a bear. The true origin of the tracks remains unknown. A man was driving along a remote forest trail when something ahead caught his attention, a tall, dark figure standing at the edge of the path. Startled, he grabbed his camera and quickly took a photo. The image came out blurry, but the outline was clear enough to raise serious questions. It looked somewhat human, yet not entirely. The figure's body appeared large and bulky, covered in what seemed to be thick, dark hair. Could this be real evidence of Bigfoot? Another couple hiking through the forests of Mount St. Helens in Washington had an experience they would never forget. As they walked along a quiet trail lined with towering trees, rocks suddenly began flying toward them from somewhere within the woods. They turned to leave, but before pulling back, the husband quickly took several photos, hoping to capture whatever was responsible. Later, when they looked over the pictures, they were shocked. On the left side of the trail, one or more large figures appeared to be crouched low among the vegetation. The images were blurry, yet clear enough to reveal something that didn't resemble any known animal living in those forests. In the dense forests of Canada, a landowner set up an HD trail camera after noticing unusual activity on his property the previous winter. But what the camera recorded left him stunned. The footage showed something covered in thick, dark fur hiding behind a tree. As it shifted, snow fell from the branches above as if the creature had bumped into the trunk. The clip, captured in clear HD, led some to believe it could be one of the most detailed Bigfoot sightings ever, while others dismissed it as a hoax. When footage is blurry, people don't believe it, but when it's clear they don't believe it either. So, what would it take for you to be convinced? On October 7th, 2025, a trail camera reportedly captured this image deep in the wilderness, quickly attracting the attention of the Rocky Mountain Sasquatch organization. Experts pointed out an unusual detail in the photo: the creature's walking posture. Its heel lifts much higher than a human's, something some believe could help it move more easily through thick brush or deep snow. But, with the origin of the image still unknown, the entire situation remains naturally suspicious. A peaceful family outing quickly turned into a frightening encounter in the wilderness. While exploring the outskirts of a popular tourist area in France, a family walked through the forest, taking in the scenery. They looked around at the trees, unaware that something unexpected was about to happen. Suddenly, a dark figure appeared behind the trunks and let out a deep, unsettling roar. The children screamed in panic as the family realized they weren't alone. Take a look at this zoomed-in footage and decide for yourself. In 2018, a video from Central Oregon surfaced online showing a large figure moving through the dark woods.
Oh my god, what is that?
Oh my god, it's fucking big.
Can someone get the flashlight? Go get the flashlight, Eric. Holy fuck. What the fuck is that?
Nobody, everybody's inside. Where's Eric?
It's behind the bush again.
It's behind the ridge.
That's gotta be what that sound is.
A what?
It's behind the bush over there.
It was definitely on two legs.
Yes, it was walking.
The people filming reacted with fear as they tried to light it up, saying they briefly saw eyes behind a bush and heard it moving along a ridge. They also noted that the figure appeared to be walking on two legs. The uploader insisted it was Bigfoot and claimed he had seen the creature several times before, including once when it was chasing a deer. Although many initially dismissed the footage as fake, viewers who revisited it years later began noticing details: the long arms, the height, and the genuine fear in the reactions.
Hey! Hey!
Oh, that's a fucking great.
Whatever the figure was, something massive moved through those Oregon forests that night. In the remote wilderness of Alaska, a camper heard rustling close by and spotted a large dark figure moving through the trees. It walked upright like a person, yet its form appeared distinctly ape-like. The encounter matched many classic Bigfoot reports and sparked further debate about whether the creature truly exists. In late October 2025, a man named Alex Verstia went fishing in a remote area of Colorado, far from any marked trail and surrounded by dense, quiet forest. For hours, everything seemed normal until he began to feel like something might be watching him. He raised his camera and slowly panned across the trees.
Vine a pescar a un lugar muy escondido, pero ya me empezó a dar miedo porque mira cómo está. Y tengo rato que siento que algo me está siguiendo y se escuchan las ramas tronar. Y creo que encontré, si no es el hijo de Pie Grande, es el hijo de King Kong. Tiene rato mirándome, mira, mira. Por favor, no van a decir que no lo ven. No mames, ya me van a ver.
When he later reviewed the zoomed-in footage, he noticed what appeared to be a small, fur-covered figure tucked among the branches. Alex believed it looked like a young Bigfoot hiding in the canopy. Others suggested it could simply be pareidolia natural shapes creating the illusion of a creature. In reality, it's hard to say whether anything was actually there. This security camera, installed on a remote property deep in the woods, captured something unusual late one night. A large figure could be seen moving quickly through the darkness. Just seconds later, it appeared to fade away, gradually dissolving into thin air. It was most likely the result of a camera glitch, but the footage still left the family unsettled, wondering who or what had been on their property that night. In May 2025, a man posted a video claiming he was nearly trapped by a Bigfoot.
Hello? Oh. Let me find out that's a freaking Sasquatch looking at us. Wait a minute, this might be the real deal, everybody. We might be face to face with a Sasquatch right now.
While exploring a forest at night, his flashlight caught a pair of glowing eyes staring back at him. He treated it lightly at first, but once he realized the figure might actually be a Bigfoot, fear took over, and he tried to run only to fall into a hole hidden in the ground.
Oh! Whoa, I just sank! Oh my God! What if that's a trap? Because look, he was sitting right there. He was standing right here when we saw him.
Shaken, he noted that the creature had been standing exactly where he had seen the eyes moments earlier, making him question whether he had walked into some kind of trap. Some viewers believed it was a territorial Bigfoot protecting its area, while others argued it was simply a normal animal. In the end, he managed to get out safely, though left completely confused by what he had encountered. Two women were hiking through the forest on a quiet day. After about an hour without seeing anyone, they stopped to rest briefly. While sitting, they noticed something across a stream and managed to capture a photo from a distance. The figure hardly moved, but its presence made them increasingly uneasy, prompting them to leave. The question remains, what exactly did they see? In 2021, a Reddit user visited Willow Creek, California, a location long linked to Bigfoot sightings. While hiking through the area, they captured something unusual on camera. The image showed a dark, human-shaped figure standing near the trees. Some viewers quickly identified it as Bigfoot, while others dismissed it as nothing more than light and shadow. The uploader wasn't convinced by either explanation, pointing out that the shape didn't match any tree branch or nearby object. So what exactly did they capture out there? Sure. Two children were playing in a sunny field while their mother filmed them from just a few steps away.
It's swing. Yeah, hang on. Oh my God. Kid, come here. Right now. Come to me. Just come. Run. Let's go. Hurry. Run to me now!
Suddenly, something appeared in the background, a tall, broad figure stepping out from behind the trees. The mother panicked and quickly called her children back, urging them to run toward her. Although the moment looks frightening, many viewers believe the footage seems a bit too staged to be real. In March 2012, a woman hiking near a frozen lake in Russia noticed something unusual. A dark, human-shaped figure walking alone across the ice. She quickly snapped a photo and shared it online, and soon people began claiming it showed Bigfoot carrying its young. Skeptics argued it was simply a heavily bundled person crossing the lake. But given the distance and the blurry quality of the image, no one can say for certain what or who was actually out on that frozen expanse. A trail camera placed deep in the forest recorded something unusual, something many believe could be Bigfoot. The camera was set low to the ground, and whatever passed by came extremely close to the lens. All that can be seen is a section of long, coarse brown hair and the lower parts of two thick, sturdy legs. It appears to be something moving upright, brushing against the camera as it went by. Some believe it could simply be a bear captured from an unusual angle, while others argue the hair texture and overall body shape don't match any known animal. So, what was it, a bear, or the closest glimpse we've ever had of Bigfoot?
That's it for tonight. Which moment creeped you out the most? Drop it in the comments. Have your own story? Share it with us, and stay tuned. The next one is even darker.